Hi Facebook, it's Gary Allen Weaving here, the founder and CEO of Forgotten Veterans UK. Hi everyone, thank you. I just wanted to talk about today's meeting with Tobias Elwood and Jenna James and Anne-Marie Trevelyan and various other officials from that part of the world up at Westminster. It's the second time in 2 weeks I've been there for 2 separate meetings. And so, how did we find it? Oh, a few funnies. We left in plenty of time. Ended up getting stuck all the way up the A3. Sat at Trafalgar Roundabout for about half an hour. And it was literally about 100 metres away and we just couldn't get to it. So I pretty much abandoned the charity mobile. I abandoned it in the middle of Westminster, and went, I'm parking here. That looks great to me. And we got in there, and we were just in time, thankfully. But we did leave hours before. But it just shows you. That it's a nightmare getting into Westminster. And the first thing Tobias Elwood said was, I wouldn't have gone to that roundabout. Well, thanks for that. I didn't get the memo. Okay, so what was the aim of today? Hi Jesse. Hi, Christopher. Len Chappell's watching. Hi, Len. What was the point of today? Okay. I've been after him for some time. He's not as easy to get tracked down as the others because he is a minister. He comes under the MOD, which means you can't necessarily go through his constituency office in Eastbourne. You have to go through the MOD, and that's where the phone line goes dead. But with some help from a good friend of mine, Jesse Cotton, and a few MPs, we managed to pin him down. And have some time, and they were very curious in what I wanted and why was I being so insistent that we needed to make. I had a plan. I went and executed it in my own unique style. Nigel joined in when I took a breath. Tobias Elwood, I like him. I like what I saw. I don't know the man either way. But I watch him through the politics. I watch him in especially what he did in that brave act in Westminster. And he's no nonsense, say it as it is kind of fella. And one thing that was said to me afterwards was he gave you extra time, which he very rarely does. And we've never heard him quite so quiet and so much listening. So, whatever we had to say, it was obviously intriguing him. It was interesting in him. I've basically proposed to Westminster that we put a board of veterans on there. And I don't just mean any old board, the usual board. I'd like to see a board of veterans from all social standings, all ranks, all tri-services, genders, cultural differences, mums, families of the dead. I'd like to see a real contrast of people to sit every 4 months at Westminster and to go through everything with a fine tooth comb. But I'd also put to them that this would be a good opportunity for the people that have got problems, that have been let down by the system, that feel like they're going around banging their heads on the walls and no one's listening. This will be an opportunity for them, the families, the veterans, the serving soldiers, the other organisations, charities, self-help groups, whatever, to actually come and sit in front of a panel of people that are genuinely interested to hear from them. I work on the basis of it's better to spend £1 than a tenner. And one thing I've learned from my own experiences is who do you go to? When it all goes wrong, when the system isn't playing ball, when it's not there to help you, in your eyes, and you feel like you're getting failed, where do you go? You know, because we've seen what happens when these problems don't get knocked on the head from an early perspective. You know, if we'd had Gus and Stormin Norman down there 3 months ago to tell us about combat stress and the problems we'd had, if the board had actually listened and gone off and acted, we may have avoided this problem. You know, isn't it easier to listen to them first, but actually really listen to them and show some empathy for their situation? But not only that, then is to act. We've had a million boards. We've had a million people that will sit there saying, I do a great job. This is what we need to do. You know, my daddy said, and all of that. I'm trying to get them to look at this from a new approach. If you do not listen to the people that you are serving, then how do you know what they need? How do you know where it's going wrong? So what I wanted from this board is, okay, all right, so they come in, they sit down, they talk to us, they tell us about what's going on. We log it religiously. We then give thought, give opinion, give comfort if needed, but make obvious promises that we cannot change the world. But what we will do is go off from here, discuss this afterwards, look into your case, go to your MP, go to your council, go to the organisations that have either let you down or do not know about you, and actually come back to you with a receipt, a report in a few weeks that says, thank you for coming. Thank you for telling us what's going on. We're sorry to hear that your son, blah, 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 is struggling. On paragraph 1, we have done this. This is the information you have needed. Here's a contact number. Paragraph 2, we spoke to the council. We've gone through the different department. We believe you were in the wrong place. We believed you were wronged, and we're going to help you sort it out. That's what is needed. Then we know what's going on in our community from the grassroots. Then we're actually acting on it, not just listening, you know, tissue and a chocolate biscuit, but actually a board with a bit of teeth and go, right, we know he's been wronged. We know they've been let down. We know that there's a weak area. We're going to get them back into their own community, and we're going to go to their own leaders and their own community charity leaders. That is the way to show a positive and reflective change. That is the way to show the people that ultimately are going to want your vote, that their vote is going in the right places, that the grassroots have not been forgotten. All ranks matter. I used that today, believe me. All ranks matter, Tobias. Why should I be treated different to him or to her? Why should they get opportunities in the charity world that we are not entitled to? All ranks matter. All charities matter. We know we've got some bad ones to wheedle out, and we're doing it. We know we've got groups and organisations charging veterans for God knows what and trying to justify it. We're going to deal with that. We know we've got charities that are basically acting as businesses, and we're going to deal with that. Something that has come in interesting from this, though, is Tobias has asked me to give him a full report. He wants it all down, warts and all. He wants to know where I or we think things are going wrong. But what he also wants to know, and then and it was me that said it to him, was solutions, not just problems. Otherwise, we're just the bumping gum crew. You know, nothing ever changes. So, over the next few weeks, leading up to the Christmas break, I'm going to be putting my thoughts and my feelings, warts and all. I'm not going in for brownie points. I'm not going in for a VC.
I'm going in for real change. And only will you get real change with real honesty, as long as it's polite and constructive. So I'm going to write this report, and I'm going to leave no stone unturned. And I'll be pulling my team together to help me do this. And what I was trying to sell to them is what I've been saying to all of you. It's prevention, not cure. You don't need £300 million centres. You need local amenities, local projects, basic mental health in the local communities. And then the ones with the real specialised problems can go to these trauma centres. But the ones that are sort of 50-50, got out or could deal with it, or tried to deal with it but got turned away, there's still hope for these people. So let's give them local amenities. And let's give them places like the Basher Retreat so they can escape at short notice, without the year waiting list, without the 3-inch thick application form. That's what's important. Right, I'm going to go. Julie Hall, lovely to see you, Julie. Christopher, old Anne Callaghan, one of my favourites. I'm absolutely exhausted. I was up early. I've now got to go to the Best Garden Awards. I've got to go to the Best Garden Awards of Portsmouth, even though I didn't enter. We didn't enter ourselves. Technically, we haven't got a garden. I'm going to be mortified if we beat those kids. I really am. For the Best Garden. But someone's entered us into it, and we are grateful of the thought. We are turning it into a garden. There is lots of oh my god, what's going on here? There is loads of planters and quite some different things going on. So John Rudkin Meredith, hello John, pleased to see you. So please share this. It's been constructive. I got further than I thought I would. He gave me extra time, which he didn't have to do. He let me speak an awful lot, which he didn't have to do. He was interested, and he wants our opinions put down. Afterwards, I then went into another office with the head of the Armed Forces Covenant and the MOD, which is Jenna James. This is the second time that I've met her. She says I'm going to need to get a new a tighter suit, which is you won my heart there, Jenna. I've got to give you that, girl. I've had a very frank and honest conversation with her as well, and she's going to be coming back to me, and she's going to be wanting to know more. So to say they're not listening isn't true. To say they don't care isn't true. There are people there. Anne-Marie Trevlin, many of them, Johnny Mercer, all of them. Sorry, I don't know what keeps going on here. Fighting our corner. They don't suit all tastes, but the reality is, just sitting on Facebook slagging them off isn't changing a thing. It's putting their backs up and their backs against the walls. Going to them, talking openly, honestly, precisely, to the point, but not rudely, is the way to make a change. Exciting times for us next year. We've got mince pie party coming up in a couple of weeks. We're going to invite lots of the community at the fort that didn't get a chance to get involved the last time. Can you cut down on your carrot caking? I have got a little. I've got a little. I was going to say it's a fetish. I don't know. It's not a fetish. I don't like roll about in carrot cake doing kinky things. I'm not like. I'm not that sort of bloke. But it's a hobby. I'm a carrot cake hobbyist. And not bad bit of carrot cake from the coffee chain. Other coffees are available. But Christ, £3 for the size of that slice. You don't keep your figure. I've worked hard to get this figure, and it's through bigger slices of cake than that, love. Anyway, I'm waffling now. I'm tired. I've got to get this suit off. Then I've got to get it back on again and go and join in a community event tonight. I'm honoured to be invited, even though that we didn't know about it. And jokes aside, thank you. If you're not aware, my name's Gary Weaving. I'm the founder and CEO of Forgotten Veterans. We give it all away, everything, and we are so proud. We are unlike any other, and it's starting to finally be recognised. Thanks. Take it easy. Share, share, share.